In a world that often feels like it's spinning out of control, where every corner turned seems to lead to another challenge, it's easy to feel lost and alone. You might be facing setbacks, heartbreaks, or unexpected hurdles that seem insurmountable. But what if I told you that, even in these moments, especially in these moments, God is closer than you think? In this video, we're going to explore 8 undeniable signs that God is working in your life, guiding you, supporting you, and leading you towards a path of growth and fulfillment, even when everything seems against you. So, stay with us, share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's embark on this journey of discovery together. Imagine walking through the darkest night, with thunder roaring and lightning illuminating the sky in brief, startling flashes. You're navigating a storm that feels like it will never end. Now, imagine feeling a sense of calm and peace amidst this chaos, a feeling so profound and unexplainable that it seems almost supernatural. This is the essence of our first sign, unexplained peace. There's something incredibly powerful about experiencing peace when logically you should be falling apart. It's like standing in the eye of the hurricane, where everything around you is wild and violent, yet you stand in a bubble of calm. This peace doesn't come from ignorance of the chaos or denial of the storm, but from a deep internal assurance that you are not alone, that you are being looked after. Consider Sarah's story. She lost her job unexpectedly, a job she loved and relied on. The news came as a shock, leaving her worried about her future and how she would manage her finances. But amidst the turmoil of job hunting and uncertainty, Sarah found herself enveloped in a peace she couldn't explain. She worried, yes, but there was an underlying calm that told her something was at work beyond her understanding. This peace guided her through her darkest times, leading her to opportunities she never imagined. This phenomenon isn't new. The Bible speaks of the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. Philippians 4:7. It's a type of peace that doesn't make sense in the natural realm. It's divine, sent to us in times of need to remind us that we are never alone, that our battles are seen and our struggles are known. Even from a psychological standpoint, the impact of peace on our mental and physical well-being is profound. Studies show that peace reduces stress, lowers anxiety, and promotes health. But the peace we're discussing goes beyond the temporary calm of a relaxed moment. It's sustained, unexplained serenity that persists despite external circumstances, a direct sign of divine intervention. When you feel this peace, it's a clear sign God is working in your life. It's an invitation to trust, to let go of your fears and lean into faith. It's a reminder that no matter how fierce the storm, you have an anchor, a steady presence guiding you through. If you find yourself feeling an unexplained peace in the midst of chaos, take a moment to acknowledge it. It's more than just a fleeting emotion. It's a sign of divine care and intervention. Embrace this peace. Let it fill you with strength and hope. And know that you are being led through the storm by a hand that will never let you go. In moments of unexplained peace, we find the most profound evidence of God's work in our lives. It's a beacon of hope, a reminder that even when everything seems against us, we are never alone. This peace is a divine whisper saying, "I am here. I am with you." In the aftermath of a door slamming shut, amidst the echo of a no that seemed to mark the end of a dream, there lies a hidden blessing often overlooked in the moment of disappointment, the emergence of new opportunities. This is our second sign that God is actively working in your life, transforming what appears to be an end into a new beginning. When one door closes, another opens, but often We look so long and regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the one which has opened for us. This adage holds a profound truth about the nature of opportunities. Sometimes it's the loss, the rejection, or the failure that propels us toward our true destinies. These moments, though painful, are often the catalysts for growth and change that we wouldn't initiate on our own. Consider the story of David, who after being laid off from his decade-long career in the corporate world, found himself at a crossroads. The initial despair and identity crisis led him to reevaluate his passions and skills, eventually propelling him to start his own business, a dream he had long harbored but never pursued. David's story exemplifies how a seemingly insurmountable setback can become the doorway to a fulfilling and successful venture that aligns more closely with one's passions and purpose. The Bible is replete with stories of redirection and newfound opportunities. Jeremiah 29:11 stands as a beacon of hope, reminding us that God has plans for us. Plans to prosper and not harm, plans to give us hope and a future. This scripture reassures us that every detour, every closed door, is part of a bigger plan designed for our good. It's often in hindsight that we recognize the blessing of redirected paths. In the moment, it's challenging to see beyond the disappointment. However, embracing a perspective of openness and trust allows us to recognize and seize the new opportunities that arise. It requires faith to step into the unknown, armed with the belief that what lies ahead could be better than what we've left behind. Navigating new paths requires resilience. It demands a steadfast faith, not only in oneself, but also in the divine guidance that directs our steps. This faith fosters a resilience that is crucial for overcoming the fear and uncertainty that accompany new beginnings. When facing the end of a chapter in your life, whether it's a job, a relationship, or a dream, take a moment to look around for the new doors that are opening. These new opportunities might not be what you expected or even what you thought you wanted, but they carry the potential to lead you to where you're meant to be. The emergence of new opportunities in the wake of closed doors is a clear indication that God is at work in your life, guiding you from what was to what will be. It's a divine nudge to keep moving forward, to remain open to change, and to embrace the journey of becoming who you're meant to be. This is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one that could surpass all your expectations. Amidst life's trials and tribulations, when the weight of the world seems too heavy to bear, the arrival of unexpected help can feel like a beacon of light in the darkness. This unforeseen assistance, often arriving at just the right moment, is our third sign that God is actively working in your life, orchestrating events and mobilizing people to be His hands and feet in your time of need. Imagine being on the verge of giving up, your resources depleted and your spirit crushed, only for help to arrive in an unexpected form. It could be a stranger's kind word, a friend's timely support, or a long-lost acquaintance reaching out with an opportunity. This help often comes when we least expect it, but most need it, serving as a tangible reminder of God's presence and provision in our lives. Let's consider the story of Emma, a single mother struggling to make ends meet. With bills piling up and her job barely covering the essentials, the future looked bleak. Then, out of nowhere, a neighbor, unaware of the full extent of Emma's struggles, offered to babysit for free, allowing Emma to take on extra shifts at work. This small act of kindness was a turning point, helping Emma regain her footing. It's stories like Emma's that illuminate the unexpected ways help can come to us, often from the least anticipated sources. The Bible speaks to this theme repeatedly, emphasizing God's role in providing for His children. Hebrews 13:2 advises us not to forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so, some have entertained angels without knowing it. This scripture reminds us that divine help may come through the actions of others, often in disguise and in ways we might not immediately recognize. It's easy to overlook or dismiss the significance of unexpected help, attributing it to coincidence or luck. However, viewing these occurrences through the lens of faith allows us to see them as signs of God's active involvement in our lives. It encourages us to be grateful for the helpers among us, recognizing them as vessels of God's love and care. Adopting an attitude of gratitude and openness to receiving help can transform our lives. It not only enables us to acknowledge and appreciate God's provision, but also to become conduits of His grace to others. By accepting help with grace, we affirm the value of community and interconnectedness, principles at the heart of God's kingdom. If you find yourself on the receiving end of unexpected help, take a moment to recognize it as more than mere coincidence. See it as a sign of God's working in your life, a reminder that you are never alone, and that help is always at hand, sometimes from the most unexpected places. Embrace these moments of assistance with gratitude, and let them fortify your faith in God's unwavering support for you. In doing so, you open yourself up to the fullness of God's love, finding strength and hope in the knowledge that you are part of a larger, divinely guided tapestry. In the crucible of life's most challenging moments, when the heat of trials and tribulations threatens to overwhelm us, a transformation occurs. This metamorphosis, born from adversity, is our fourth sign that God is intricately involved in the fabric of our lives, molding us, shaping us, and refining us into stronger, more resilient versions of ourselves. This growth through trials is not merely about surviving. It's about thriving and emerging more robust and faith-filled than before. The concept of growth through adversity is a paradox that puzzles many. How can something so painful, so challenging, and often so unwelcome lead to something as positive as growth? Yet, time and again, it's the struggles that carve out room for us to develop patience, perseverance, empathy, and a deeper faith. Like a diamond formed under immense pressure, our character is forged in the furnace of our trials. Consider the journey of Jonah, whose life was marked by trials from the moment he sought to flee from God's call. In the belly of a great fish, in utter despair, Jonah found not only the will to pray, but also a profound lesson in obedience and faith. Upon his release, he emerged not just physically from the depths, but spiritually renewed, ready to fulfill his mission with a deeper understanding of God's mercy and grace. Jonah's story is a testament to the transformative power of trials, serving as a beacon of hope for all who face their own great fish moments. The Bible does not shy away from the reality of suffering. James 1:2-4 encourages believers to consider it pure joy when they face trials of many kinds, knowing that the testing of their faith produces perseverance. This scripture doesn't minimize the pain of the process, but highlights the invaluable outcome, a steadfastness of spirit and a completeness of character that lacks nothing. In the thick of our struggles, it's often difficult to perceive any hint of growth or development. The pain can be blinding, obscuring the slow but steady progress we're making. Yet, it's precisely in looking back at our journey that we see how far we've come, how much we've endured, and how our faith and character have expanded to fill the spaces once occupied by fear and doubt. Key to recognizing and fostering this growth is the practice of reflection and the support of a community. Sharing our stories of struggle and triumph not only helps us see the milestones of our growth, but also encourages others to recognize their own. It's in the shared experiences of adversity that we find strength and solidarity, reminding us that we are not alone in our journeys. When faced with trials, instead of asking, "Why me?" consider asking, "What can I learn?" Embrace the pain as a chisel, shaping you into a masterpiece of resilience and faith. Let each challenge be a stepping stone towards greater strength, compassion, and understanding. Remember, the growth you experience through your trials is a clear sign of God's presence and purpose in your life, shaping you into the person you are meant to be. At times, in the quiet or even chaotic moments of our lives, a flash of insight or a wave of inspiration suddenly hits us. This unexpected clarity can feel as though a light has been turned on in a previously dark room, illuminating our next steps with stark clarity. This phenomenon, our fifth sign, suggests that God is actively communicating with us, providing guidance and wisdom precisely when we need it most. These moments of sudden insight or inspiration are often referred to as aha moments or divine sparks. They can come when we're deeply engrossed in prayer, meditation, or even in the midst of our daily routines. These sparks can lead to creative breakthroughs, solutions to long-standing problems, or the sudden understanding of a complex situation. It's as if the divine is directly whispering in our ears, offering guidance and wisdom. Imagine the story of Leah, a writer struggling with writer's block. Days turned into weeks, and she found herself unable to pen a single word. Frustrated and close to giving up, she took a walk in the park to clear her mind. As she sat watching the sunset, the idea for her next book flooded into her mind with such clarity and detail, it felt as though it had been gifted to her from beyond. This moment of unexpected inspiration became the turning point, leading to her most successful work. The concept of divine inspiration is deeply rooted in Scripture. Job 32:8 says, "But it is the Spirit in a person, the breath of the Almighty, that gives them understanding." This verse affirms that our moments of insight and creativity are not just happenstance. They are divine interactions that give us direction, understanding, and sometimes even a glimpse into God's will for our lives. The key to benefiting from these sudden insights is to recognize and honor them when they occur. It's easy to dismiss these moments as fleeting thoughts or coincidences, but acknowledging them as divine guidance can transform our actions and decisions. By being open to receiving these divine sparks, we position ourselves to be led by a wisdom greater than our own. To cultivate a life receptive to divine inspiration, it's essential to foster a practice of stillness and listening. Whether through prayer, meditation, or simply being present in the moment, creating space in our lives to listen can increase our sensitivity to these divine whispers. Additionally, keeping a journal to record these insights can help us see patterns and guidance that we might otherwise miss. Sudden insights and inspiration are more than just happy accidents. They are signs of God's active presence in our lives, guiding us toward our purpose. These moments remind us that we are not navigating life's journey alone, but are being led by a divine hand. By paying attention to these divine sparks and acting upon them, we align ourselves more closely with God's plan for our lives, opening ourselves to the fullness of His wisdom and guidance. One of the most profound experiences we can encounter is the unexpected restoration of a broken relationship. This sign a miraculous mending of bonds once thought irreparably damaged, serves as a powerful testament to God's active presence and intervention in our lives. It reminds us that, with God, all things are possible, including the healing of deep wounds and the reconciliation of estranged hearts. The restoration of a broken relationship often feels like a miracle because it requires a softening of hearts, forgiveness, and sometimes a change in perspective that seems beyond human capability. It's in these moments of reconciliation that we see God's hand at work, turning what seemed like the end of a connection into a new beginning, filled with hope and understanding. Consider the story of Michael and his brother, Tom. For years, a misunderstanding had grown into a rift so vast that it seemed they would never find their way back to each other. But one Christmas, inspired by a sudden urge that felt divinely placed, Michael reached out with a simple message: "I miss us." That small step was met with openness, leading to conversations, forgiveness, and ultimately, a restored relationship. This journey, from estrangement to reconciliation, was peppered with moments that both brothers could only describe as guided by a hand greater than their own. Scripture offers numerous examples and commands regarding reconciliation and the power of forgiveness. Colossians 3:13 urges us to bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. This directive highlights forgiveness as a divine principle, essential for healing and restoration. It's through forgiveness that we mirror God's grace and open the door for relationships to be mended. In many cases, the restoration of a broken relationship begins with what can only be described as divine intervention. It might be an unexpected encounter, a memory that softens the heart, or a realization that life is too short to hold on to past hurts. These instances often come when we least expect them, but always when we're most ready to receive them, suggesting that they are indeed orchestrated from above. The process of restoring a relationship is rarely easy. It requires humility, patience, and a willingness to listen and understand. Recognizing that this process is part of God's plan for healing allows us to embrace it with faith, knowing that we're not working alone. God is with us, guiding each step towards reconciliation. If you're experiencing the restoration of a relationship, take a moment to recognize it as a sign of God's work in your life. It's an opportunity not only to heal a bond, but to grow in grace, forgiveness, and love. Embrace this process as a divine journey, one that can transform not just the relationship in question, but also your own heart and spirit. This sign of restoration is a powerful reminder of God's desire for unity, love, and peace among His children. In the tapestry of our spiritual journey, inner convictions stand out as deeply personal threads, woven by an intimate knowledge of right and wrong, guided by a force greater than ourselves. These convictions, powerful and unyielding, serve as the seventh sign that God is actively working within us, shaping our decisions, guiding our actions, and leading us toward a path of righteousness and truth. Inner convictions can be likened to a compass within the soul, pointing us toward decisions and actions that align with divine will. These are not fleeting thoughts or mere gut feelings, but profound beliefs and principles that resonate with our deepest understanding of moral truth. They compel us to act with integrity, even when it's challenging, pushing us towards actions that reflect God's love and righteousness. Consider the story of Anna, who faced a critical decision at her workplace. Presented with an opportunity for advancement that required compromising her principles, Anna felt a strong inner conviction to choose integrity over personal gain. This decision came with costs, but it also led to unexpected opportunities that aligned more closely with her values and allowed her to make a significant impact in her field. Anna's experience underscores how inner convictions can steer us through life's moral dilemmas, serving as a beacon of God's guidance. The Bible speaks to the importance of being led by the Spirit, highlighting how divine guidance is often manifested through our convictions. Romans 8:14 states, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God." This scripture affirms that our inner convictions, when aligned with God's will, are indicators of our spiritual identity and our connection with the divine. One of the challenges we face is discerning whether our inner convictions are truly from God, or if they are influenced by our desires, fears, or societal pressures. This discernment requires prayer, reflection, and often the counsel of trusted spiritual mentors. It's through this process of seeking and questioning that we refine our ability to distinguish the voice of God within us. Acting on our inner convictions requires courage, especially when it means going against the grain or making sacrifices. However, it's through these acts of faith and integrity that we witness the transformative power of God's work in our lives. Each decision made in alignment with our convictions strengthens our character, deepens our faith, and draws us closer to the person God intends us to be. Embrace your inner convictions as divine guidance. Recognize them as signs that God is actively involved in your life, leading you toward a path of righteousness. When faced with decisions, big or small, listen to that inner voice of conviction. Let it guide your actions and decisions, knowing that it's in following these divine nudges that we find our true purpose and fulfillment. Remember, these convictions are not just personal moral guidelines, but manifestations of God's presence and guidance in your life, steering you toward His will and His way. In a world increasingly cluttered with the pursuit of material success and the constant bombardment of digital distractions, finding joy in the simple moments of life stands out as a profound sign of God's work within us. This rediscovery of joy in simplicity, our eighth sign, signifies a heart attuned to the divine, capable of recognizing and cherishing the pure, unadulterated beauty in the world around us. Joy in simplicity is found in the laughter of children playing, the warmth of the sun on your face, a quiet moment with a loved one, or the serene beauty of nature. These moments, often overlooked in our busy lives, carry with them a sense of peace and contentment that transcends material wealth or worldly achievements. They remind us of God's presence in the everyday, inviting us to pause, reflect, and give thanks for the blessings that abound. Consider the journey of Lucas, who spent years chasing career success, believing it would bring him happiness. Yet, with each achievement, he found himself feeling more empty and disconnected. It wasn't until a forced sabbatical, where he spent time in nature and with family, that he discovered a profound sense of joy in life's simple pleasures. This shift in perspective, from valuing possessions to cherishing moments, transformed Lucas's approach to life, leading him to find fulfillment in ways he never imagined possible. The Bible encourages us to find contentment in simplicity. Psalm 118:24 states, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." This verse invites us to find joy in each day, not for the material things it may bring, but for the simple fact that it is a gift from God, filled with potential for simple joys and moments of gratitude. Embracing joy in simplicity often requires a counter-cultural stance. In a society that equates success with accumulation and busyness with importance, Choosing to find joy in the simple things is both radical and revolutionary. It's a conscious decision to value the intangible over the tangible, relationships over achievements, and moments over things. Developing an appreciation for simplicity and joy in the small things begins with mindfulness and gratitude. It involves slowing down, being present in the moment, and actively looking for the beauty in the ordinary. It's a practice that not only brings us closer to God, but also enriches our lives, making us more attuned to the blessings that surround us daily. Finding joy in simplicity is a clear indication of God's work in your life, gently reminding you of the beauty and blessing in the world around you. It's an invitation to live more fully, to appreciate more deeply, and to love more freely. As you begin to notice and cherish these simple joys, you'll find that they are not just fleeting moments of happiness, but profound encounters with the divine, enriching your spiritual journey and drawing you closer to the heart of God. As we've journeyed together through these 8 signs that God is actively working in your life, even when everything seems against you, it's clear that the divine is constantly at work, weaving a tapestry of love, guidance, and support around us. From the unexplained peace amidst chaos to the joy found in life's simplest moments, each sign is a reminder of God's presence, a call to trust in His plan for us. Now we turn to you, our viewers. Have you experienced any of these signs in your own life? How has recognizing God's work changed your perspective or strengthened your faith? Share your stories in the comments below. Let's create a community of encouragement and faith, reminding each other of the ever-present love and guidance of God. And if this video has touched your heart or opened your eyes to see God's work in your life in new ways, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps spread this message of hope and faith to others who might be searching for signs of God's presence in their lives. Remember, no matter the challenges you face, God is working in your life, guiding you, comforting you, and leading you towards His light. Stay open, stay faithful, and keep seeking the divine in every moment. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep walking in faith.